Welcome back. It's Chris. Today we're talking about Thanksgiving. And if you're on this channel, you know that means we're also talking about alcohol, pain, and heartache. I've struggled immensely with the script because, well, AI couldn't capture the misery of my past. So today you get my real voice, as grisly as it is. Because if you've ever felt that knot in your stomach as the holidays approach, you need to know that you are not alone. You're told it's all about family, food, and football. I remember being 30 years old, invited to a friend's house, a multi-million-dollar home it came to be. The tradition was a shot of wild turkey as you walked in the door. From there, the men were segregated into the men-only area. This was a 3-car garage that had been retrofitted into a man cave. It had a pool table, multiple TVs, a big couch, a keg, a bar, and 2 golf carts. For 8 hours, I sat there with men that I did not know and watched them, aged between 30 and 70, drink themselves into a stupor. This was their idea of fun. Obviously, this was a group of people who had made it financially. After drinking and drinking, then the golf cart races came. We loaded some coolers, put them on the carts, and we drove around this private golf cart course until one of them ended up in the pond. We came back to the house by dinner. I thought maybe the women weren't as drunk. I was wrong. They were every bit as gone. I remember sitting by my female friend who had invited me here and asking her the question, "Does this happen every year?" And she slurred her words back to me, "Yes, aren't you having fun?" We all passed out. This was how they celebrated. And I realized painfully, this is the norm for so many in America. But also this is the norm. I refer to it as the lonely Thanksgiving. What if you're single? I was single for the vast majority of my life with no family. The other option is just as dark. Sitting in a 1-bedroom apartment after working an 80-hour week in retail. I can remember a can of ravioli, some bread, 6-pack, and you. They don't make Thanksgiving turkeys for one. This is the stuff of nightmares. And I did that for multiple years. Because the choice was unbearable. Going to hang out with some family that you don't know because they invited you because they feel sorry for you, or your own unbearable loneliness. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's were inundated. Commercials for beer, movies for happy families drinking wine, and the pressure to just get through it with alcohol. You have to be real with yourself. Whatever your situation, married, single, divorced, no family, this is a perfect recipe to overdrink, to drown your sorrows. I'm not here to tell you not to. But if you want to try to stay sober or just maintain a little bit of control, you cannot walk into this American nightmare without a plan. So I want to give you a way forward. Okay, the 3 hacks, as I'm calling them, that maybe will help you. Hack number 1, deal in reality. First, you have to deal with the reality of your past and merge it with your present. You have to acknowledge the pain. You have to name the triggers. For me, it's decades of these painful memories. I referred to this next 6 weeks as the 6 weeks of misery. Just naming it helps take the power away. Hack number 2, the architect's blueprint. Now, build your plan. My wife and I sit down ahead of time. We don't have any family here, so we've created our own tradition. A nice dinner at a hotel in Reno. No pressure, no football, no chaos. I don't plan on drinking. I plan on eating good food with my wonderful wife. That's our blueprint. What's yours? Decide your boundaries before you walk in the door. One of mine is that if I can get to bed at a good time, then I normally never drink. So we're planning on having this Thanksgiving meal around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That way, I'll be most likely, the food will be digested, we'll go for a nice walk, and we'll be sleeping by 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Hack number 3, the decoy drink and the pattern interrupt. If you're walking into a situation with drinking, you need to have a decoy drink, a fancy non-alcoholic beverage you're genuinely excited about. It stops the "can I get you a drink" question before it starts. And when a craving hits, use a pattern interrupt. Step outside for air, find the family dog, help clear plates, get busy. Shatter that automatic trigger to drink response. I want you to set up your own truce, but let me tell you about mine. My current goal is part of my math of moderation. I know my body during this period of time not only wants to drink, it wants to put on weight. I refer to it as the winter hibernation. So I have a plan. I work out. I get 10,000 steps a day in. If I do choose to have a few beers, which most likely I won't over Thanksgiving, but if I do, I will have just that. A couple, and then stop. I know this is hard for a lot of you, and you would struggle with the thought of moderation, but it works for me, and I'm sure it can work for a few of you out there. Because I know the cost. For me, it's not the holidays. I refer to it as the misery. And I bet it is for a lot of you too. Please hear me on this one. Rule number 1, deal in the reality of your past. Then make a plan from there. You can have a truce with this season. You can do it. Everyone have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and may God bless you and your families. Bye-bye.